Well, y'all, it's been about 24 hours since Elvis Andrus was traded to the Oakland A's. And I kind of wanted to wait about a day before I made a video on this just to kind of process it because we know how everyone can react to these kind of things just the day it happens and right on the spot. I know I got literally almost 100 total comments between the couple things I posted about it with people's reactions, which is how they felt. They were angry, they were sad, they were all sorts of emotions, and I get it, but I wanted to break it down today to tell you why this is not the end of the world. So y'all know who we got, I don't need to say that, but the details here are also incredibly important. So it's not just that they got Elvis Andrus, they got catcher Aramis Garcia and about $13.5 million. Also, I think I butchered Mr. Garcia's name here. Sorry about that. And the Rangers got, of course, Chris Davis, catcher Jonah Heim, and right-handed pitcher Dane Acker. So if you take a look here on the Athletics top prospects, there's Jonah. He has been in the minor leagues for quite some time. I mean, he's 25, but if we take a look at his stats here, he didn't do too well in 2020, but it was also only 13 games, and he, of course, has a lot of potential. I don't believe the other person that they got, Dane Acker, is on the top 30. Let's see if we do a quick search here. Yeah, he is not, but still pretty good in return. And if you take a look as well, Garcia is not on our top 30. Only David Garcia is. So I thought they traded him for a second, and that would have been a big mistake. But really, the reality of this trade is the contract between Chris Davis and Elvis Andrus. That's really all this was about, kind of getting rid of the money. Rangers wanted to shed some payroll, even though they kind of don't have that much payroll at the moment. They really just had Shin-Soo Choo, and he is a free agent now. So you can see here on the Spot Track website that he was owed $14 million in 2021, and he did get that $800,000 bonus, I believe, for being traded. That was part of his contract. He also did have a 10-5 clause, meaning that he had to approve of this trade in order for it to happen. So keep that in mind as well. He wanted to do this, and we'll get into that in a second. And if you take a look at Chris Davis, he was owed $16 million in 2021. That's about what he's been making the past few years. So not too much there, but really they shedded off Andrus' deal by giving the A's $13 million. I believe it was 13.5. And of course they got a shortstop out of it, replacing Marcus Semien. I personally believe Semien in the past couple years has been a lot better than Andrus, so I'm not sure why they got rid of him. I mean, I think he just won a Gold Glove in 2019 as well as hit 30-something home runs. So I don't know what the thought process there was, but that's the A's decision. They want to play Moneyball. They can keep on playing Moneyball. But you'll see here as well that Andrus wasn't slated to be a free agent until 2024, still riding that 8-year extension, which that was really my problem. I mean, $15 million isn't horrible to pay for a shortstop who was as solid as he was. He had his moments, of course, but overall pretty good. Early 20, I have his numbers up here. 2020 was his worst season to date so far. Yeah, I don't think he's ever gonna have a season like this again. So that's why I say so far. I don't think it's gonna happen, but pretty good overall. If you take 2019 to 2009, see if I can. There we go. He was hitting 275, and his career batting average is still 274 because he only played like 29 games. So it's kind of a interesting situation. He did kind of have his moments recently of doing pretty well with the stolen bases here. I mean, 25 in 2017. Didn't do too hot in 2018, but he was injured. 2019, he had 31 stolen bases, so he knew how to steal some bases. But the biggest question for everyone was, will he ever have this 20 home run season again? that I don't know. He got kind of close in 2019 here. 12 home runs, 72 driven in. And he had 3 so far this year through about 30 games that he played, but it was 60 total. So that would put him at about 9 home runs for the year pace-wise. It's all in all just a tough situation. I'm sure the Rangers didn't want to do this, but they got Chris Young. He probably kind of looked at it and said, hey, we can shed this off. We can get another power bat. Obviously, it sucks. I'm not going to act like it doesn't suck that they traded away Elvis, because he's been there since, 2009, The beginning days. He was there for those World Series years. Dude was an all-star in 2010 and 2012. Almost won Rookie of the Year. Who did he lose to that year? I don't remember. Andrew Bailey. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, he almost did win that. Ironically enough, I do have Andrew Bailey's autograph that says Rookie of the Year, so I guess I should know that. But, yeah, it's a tough situation. I do think this was, at the end of the day, going to benefit Texas. They have Izzy at short now. They have Gallo out there in the outfield. They're not going to move him to third base. Josh Jung might be coming up soon. And they might be incentivized, I saw, to sign someone like Jake Lamb, get a third baseman, or maybe even Brock Holt, just until Josh Jung is ready. And then they can, of course, slide him up there. So, all in all, it's tough to say, but I do think this was a good move. Clearly going to miss Elvis, Great personality on the team, and he was pretty much a veteran at this point, 12 years in the league, right? So yeah, none of this is a slight at all to Elvis. I still think he's a solid baseball player, but it's a tough situation. Rangers got a couple young prospects, 25-year-old catcher, because they got Trevino leading the pack, so they could definitely use more catching. And they didn't have to give up anyone super notable. I've not heard of, I believe it was Aramis Garcia. I've not heard of him. Like I said, I know David Garcia, so that would have been not good. But he'll be the future catcher anyway, probably. At the end of the day, I like how they have this ETA as well. I don't think we'll see. I don't know if we'll see Josh this year, but who knows? We will be seeing Dane Dunning. That is for sure. They'll have to slide him into that rotation. And here's this as well. I didn't even get this far down into the article, but a potential starting 9 for the A's has Andrus leading off behind Ramon Laureano and Matt Chapman, Matt Olson, Mark Canha, and the rest of the guys there. So that's a good lineup. I guess he did do a little bit of leading off with Texas. I don't know where Chris Davis goes in the lineup, though, because I'm assuming they'll probably put Gallo at 4, maybe 3, have Chris Davis somewhere in there, somewhere between 3 and 5, because he's going to be DHing 99% of the time, I would assume. Because, like I said, Gallo's in the outfield. He just won a Gold Glove. They're going to try to minimize the amount of times he is the DH. And now they have Delino back. They have Taveras. They got Willie. So there's some options out there that they can kind of platoon people, move it around, kind of see what the lineup looks like. But that's about all I got for y'all today for this video. Let me know how you feel if you haven't already, because I saw a lot of y'all. I read most of the comments. It was just my notifications were booming. So it was a lot to read through, but it's understandable, and that's why I wanted to wait about a day before I made this so that I didn't post any kind of, crazy reactions. I mean, I suppose you could do a reaction and then a breakdown, but this is a little bit of both here today. So, like I said, gonna miss Elvis a lot. I got to meet him at one of the years in FanFest, and I mean, he's as nice as you think he is. Super genuine guy, always gave back to the community. So maybe here in 2024 we can get a little reunion. Age 35, finishes last year in Texas where it all started, and then just retire, because he did say he wanted to retire with the team. Maybe not quite in this way. But anyway, before I keep rambling, make sure y'all like and subscribe if you want to see more updates like this. Hopefully nothing quite as heart-wrenching as a franchise staple getting traded to a division team, which I didn't even touch on that, but there's not much to say besides it was for the money. So, and with all that being said, I will talk to you guys soon.